Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Wouldn't we all just like to shave a couple of years off?
Whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same.
So, unless you're like just turned 21 and you go back to 19 to have to start all over again to get to that 21 point because you may enjoy libation, I think we'd all love to shave a couple of years off. What did that potentially do for this Elijah Craig? This is the A124 batch. It's coming in 10 years, 9 months. The last batch, the C923, came in at 13 plus years on that. So you've shaved a couple of years off. It's 119 proof, so lower in proof point, lower in years. But does that mean you're getting a substandard bourbon? I always go back. I'm a big fan of Elijah Craig, and I've never had one of their barrel proofs that I've just said, oh, I'm never going to drink this again. I think they do a great job. I think that they mix it up a little bit so you get some different notes in the things that come over batch per batch per batch 3 times a year. And so when they put this one out, I'm wondering how much shade it's been getting, because unfortunately I've been so busy downstairs that I haven't had an opportunity to catch up on a lot of stuff, including a lot of my friends out there's videos. Because I've been trying to get this thing set up so I can start at least recording Q1. Like to start doing some lives, but getting into that. But looking forward to that. 55 away. Big giveaway at 2,055 members away. I am so excited. I just cannot wait to get these bottles into the hands of other people. And most of these were donated by you. Absolutely appreciate that. Patreons, I'd always like to thank you for being the backbone of everything that's done here. You guys, your contributions are incredible, and I absolutely appreciate you for that. Let's get into this Elijah Craig. Like I said, I am a known Elijah Craig fanboy, so that probably doesn't help much. It's 78% corn, 12% malted barley, 10% rye. Wow. For 119 proof, I'm not getting any ethanol. I am getting syrupy sweet, kind of a maple, sweet oak. Man, I'm getting some brown sugar on this, getting some vanilla on this. This has been a good note for me lately, but I'm almost getting like a caramel type of apple note just on the nose. So I'm getting some apple in there with the brown sugar and a little bit of caramel going on, vanilla. This is kind of standard fare for a traditional type of bourbon. You're going to get oaks, you're going to get vanillas, you'll get some kind of sugar, a brown sugar, a caramel, something like that. Has a little bit of a maple note to it too. Getting a little bit of a baking spice thing on the nose. I'm getting a little bit of like a red fruit on there as well. So there's a lot of great things that I'm getting on the nose. Deep, deep amber color on this. Good oils on this. I mean, it's got nice viscosity through it. So I'm expecting a very good mouthfeel on it. I got my Heaven Hill Distillery Glen. I got this one. The wife and I happened to go last November, the week before Thanksgiving. Had a great time with that. I picked out an Elijah Craig Bottle Your Own, and my wife picked out a Larceny. Both of those ended up being gifts. One for my son-in-law and one for actually a member of the channel. Wow. So that kind of carameled apple thing, wow. I had a great finish on this too. That carameled apple thing transitions right to the palate. You're getting some of the brown sugars. I'm almost getting like which is unusual, almost kind of like a little bit of a pecan on the back of this too, which is really nice. I get a little bit of a cherry on the back of this, get the oak, getting a little bit of leather. There's a lot of things going on with this bottle right here. Get a tiny, tiny bit of cinnamon, baking spice. Like I said, I'm getting this kind of this pecan note, which I like, kind of like a praline pecan. So you got like this carameled apple that moves into a praline pecan a little bit of spice and pepper on the back, more of a baking spice, tiny bit of a cinnamon. Man, I'm getting a lot of good things going on with there. A little bit of a cherry note. This may be an unpopular opinion. I don't know because I haven't seen it yet, but I know people will look at proofs and date and ages. I'm a big fan of this. I'm going to have to get a backup bottle of this. It's got a little bit of a buttery quality to it too. Great mouthfeel. Not burning me up on the chest at all, which is probably the most surprising thing on this, is I'm not getting a super bit of a hug. It's just kind of a nice warmness that goes through. But you get a nice peppery feel on the tongue a little bit. You know, even though it's only 10% rye, you know, you're not getting a lot of the herbal or earthy type of notes, but you do get a little bit of the pepper and baking spice on this. I might have to do some comparisons versus some other bottles. This might be one of the bottles that I'm really digging for Elijah Craig. And all of my Elijah Craig stuff I really, really enjoy. Like I said, I'm a fanboy of Elijah Craig. But this one, for me, it's just hitting me just right today. Now, everyone's different on that. Now, never forget that. If I get on here and say, best bourbon ever, or if I say the worst bourbon ever, don't take that as any kind of I must have this or I must not have that. Always understand your palate. Understand that if you're listening to them or you've been around them enough, you know, friend, family member, whatever, if their palate is similar to yours, that may be something you're going to like. If it differs from anything you liked, it may not be your thing. But this reminds me of more of a standard traditional bourbon, but with some extra layers, which I really like, you know. So when I'm getting kind of the carameled apple, when I'm getting a little bit of this pecan thing going on, I'm getting some leather in here, which is nice. You know, getting a little bit of cherry on the back. But then you have your brown sugars, you have your vanillas, you have your oaks, you know, kind of traditional standard fare, and you get a little bit of baking spice. So there's a lot going on with this Elijah Craig that I really, really like. Man, and this has got a very nice finish to it too, medium long finish on this. Elijah Craig, I think that you knocked this one out of the park. You know, there's a lot of, like I said, people will look at age and they'll look at proof points a lot and they'll let it set their mind. You know, let your nose, let your palate set for you what's good. Like I said, I will be looking for a backup of this. Man, by the time you get this, it'll be Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to put just a little tease on the back of this to kind of show how it's looking downstairs. But man, I'm definitely enjoyed this pour. You know, it's Tuesday. A lot of us are just, you know, in that second day of the work week. You know, sometimes it's, you know, it's a second Monday of the week sometimes. But you know what? Work, I can say I'm blessed. You know, work has been, I'm happy to have a job. A lot of people don't have a job. I'm happy to have a place that I can call a career. Not a lot of people have that yet. It took me a long time to get there, but I've been entrenched in this company for a long time now. So blessed that I can go in every day and do something hopefully that benefits the company and my teammates to make sure that we have secure employment. I absolutely enjoy that. Love the teams that I work with. So if you're working today, I hope your workday goes by fast, but I hope that you're successful. I hope that you touch other people in a way that helps inspire them. You know, bring that good energy to work today. bring a lot of stuff, maybe be that agent for change. The greatest comment I think I've heard, it was during an interview recently, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought this person knocked out of the park so much that two people wanted to get this person on their team from different departments. But she said in the interview, you don't have to have a title to be a leader. You can be a leader no matter where you're at, as long as you're doing the right thing. So be that leader today. When you get off, or if you're off today, I hope that dials it back a little bit. I hope that you just have a nice time. Go for a nice walk, have a nice pour, have a nice meal. Call someone you haven't called in a while and just say, hey, I've been thinking about you. How you doing? We all get guilty of that. It's like, man, I ain't called such so long. I'll call them later. Well, I'm riding down the road. I call windshield time. Let me call them now. How you doing, man? Reach out, send someone a text, brighten their day a little bit. But most importantly, all, cheers and God bless. Thank you for all you do, and I appreciate y'all. Have a great day.